RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Oh my God, what's going on, guys? This is Tara Devlin. How's everything? And I'm sorry I haven't seen you all week. I swear to God, what a week I've had. And I'm really glad to be here. You guys will let me know how the audio sounds any second now. Hopefully it sounds good. It sounds kind of weird in my headphones, but, well, whatever. The reason I'm late is because of some technical problems. I don't even want to bore you. Right before the show started, I tried to start Ecamm, and it was giving me all kinds of unknown errors. It was like unable to start. Ugh. So I ended up just restarting the show. Restarting the computer. So, and it worked. God knows what's going on. Let me think. So, yeah, this is unapologetic liberal talk. So much has been going on this week and really good stuff to dig our teeth into. So, I apologize for not being able to be here. But, hey, become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That'll keep the show going and growing, and maybe one day we'll be able to have a daily show at a set time. I overextended myself. Well, I have to keep the lights on in Tarabuster Studios, and a friend of mine called to ask me to do some work for her because the person who she was working with actually had a heart attack, and she was like in a very tough bind. And he's okay. Thankfully he was okay. He lived, but he's recovering, and it just ended up being a lot of work. So I had no time to do the show. And so, yeah, that's how it goes. If you guys want to have a daily show at a set time, you'll have to become patrons. I know you guys are. So, whatever. Let's not talk. I decided that I won't discuss my frustrations about, financial support of the show, because I think it kind of probably bothers you guys, and it also doesn't serve anything. I'll discuss it with my shrink. So it's not fair to put those frustrations on you guys. And so I do appreciate you allowing me to share. And but we'll talk about other things because there's so much more to talk about. And maybe, I don't know, I might slip up here and there. So please forgive me. So, okay, guys, if you can, become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That keeps the show going and growing. And maybe I won't have to work 70 hours a week. And that will be great, because we have a lot of work to do here, fighting the fascist state. And if you're on any other platform, I'm going to be hanging out with the YouTube chat room at youtube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster. And already we have the chat room was filling up with amazing people. And I'm sure there are some trolls in there, but we haven't rooted them out yet. So thank you so much. And, there's nothing more important. It's not even important in my life. It's the special. I hate that word because I hear Trump saying it. Yeah, Trump has ruined so many words and so many other things. But it's what is the most. I don't know whatever. What I appreciate the most about us getting together is the fact that when the show starts, you guys, I see the chat room filling up, and it's like, oh, okay. I can breathe a little. I feel like, all right, now I'm home. That's what I have to. That's what it feels like. So thank you so much. All right. Become a patron, like I said, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. The show is on Rokfin as well. You can subscribe. You can also become a member of Rokfin for exclusive content. What else? FYINation.com. Help Thomas, who keeps that another liberal radio station or podcast station going out of dedication. But you can also become a weekly or a monthly subscriber for, and really, I mean, he's not kidding around. So I really do appreciate Thomas too. Thomas Reynolds, the nosy liberal, every morning, 9 a.m. at FYINation.com. And what else? SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Give the show a good review. Okay, let's get into it. It's been a while. So what a week. But I see the super chats. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Right out of the gate. Good evening, Jim. Richard W. says, happy April Fool's Day. Another great show, Tara. Thank you so much. Only because you're here, Richard and Jim and Mark. And thank you, Mark, for your super chat. Love transcends the petty nonsense we're seeing in the fascist state of Florida. This will not stand. Yeah. Okay. I guess we could start off there. There's a few things. Well, we had some good news today because I want to talk about Florida, but I'm sure you saw that Amazon unionized their facility in Staten Island, of all places, which is great. Because Staten Island, you guys know that I don't live in Staten Island now. Oh my God, I didn't turn on the backdrop. What the hell is up with me? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys know the name of the show. But so I grew up on Staten Island. I'm trying to get the goddamn... This is how it goes, right? It's just my TV with the Roku playing a picture. That's all. What the hell? Come on. And now that's the TV.
Portion of the news is brought to you by Bet.
Come on. Now I gotta go around the world here. All right. And okay, so I grew up on Staten Island, and it is a cesspool. I don't know. Oh, maybe the Roku's not working. Fuck it. We'll keep it off for tonight. We'll just have to be that way. I don't think the Roku's on. There's something's been going on with that Roku. It's like overheating. Maybe it's busted for good. So, okay, I'm not going to mess with it now because we have a lot of work to do. Anyway, Staten Island is a cesspool of right-wingers. I fled there as soon as I could. And there were normal people there, too, obviously. I remember my friend, actually, who I grew up next door to, and I'm still friends with them. And now they're in their 70s. Obviously, I was a little kid when I grew up next door to them, and they're normal people in a sea of freaks. And my friend is always telling me how the people she deals with, works with, whatever, hangs out with, are all Trumpanzees. She just doesn't want to fight with them, but her husband is more along my ilk. He can't hold his tongue, and I frankly appreciate that. And I remember one time he was interviewed by the Staten Island Advance, and I guess they expected him to spew Trumpanzee, lies, baloney, nonsense, for the standard fare for Staten Islanders, and it made it into the paper. What he was talking, he really ripped them a new one, and it was great. So, sometimes looks are deceiving, frankly. But there are, like I say, there are normal people everywhere. And Florida included. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Ron DeSantis win, quote unquote, win Florida by a hair? So, this is what I'm afraid of in the midterms. The Republicon, the assaults on voting, thanks to Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, who have allowed this fascist coup to continue. And, we wouldn't have to worry about the rigged election of the Republican dirty tricks, if not for those two corporate lick spittles. But anyway, well, we have a lot we really do have a lot to work on in this. But like today, I was listening to Tom Hartman, and he was on the show a few weeks ago, whatever. I don't know. Well, every day is merging in my mind, and what concerned me was that he was so concerned about the future of the country, and he was saying that if we lose in the midterms, we're in for it. It's not going to be pretty. I don't know if we will recover democracy in our lifetime. Hold on, I'll be right back. But so talking about Tom Hartman saying, he expressed it again today, saying that he fears for the midterms because of the Republican dirty tricks. And they have nothing. This is what's so baffling to me. Another thing that we learned this week was that CBS hired Mick Mulvaney. There's no consequences in this country for being a fascist, lying freak of an illegitimate coup plotting so-called president who squatted and destroyed everything he ever touched, including the White House, despite receiving fewer votes. So it doesn't matter what Mick Mulvaney did. The disgrace of the lies that killed nearly 1 million Americans and the divisiveness. And on and on. I can't even, off the top of my head, go on about, all the disgrace that Mick Mulvaney is. In fact, actually, I just, in my mind, you remember that picture of him he was like all decked out in Trump paraphernalia from head to toe, a Make America Great Again hat, a Space Force t-shirt, a red, white, and blue sweatshirt. It was a joke. But that's all it is to Republicans. It's just a grift to own the dupes, own the libs. But they're owning their own dupes, frankly. And thank you, JL's J, for your super chat. Good to see you, Tara. Hear your wit. I can't get on here as often for reasons I won't divulge, but still sober, though. Okay, good. One day at a time, my friend. Wait, hold on. There's like a piece of hair in my mouth. In my mouth. Something. I hate when that happens. I have too much hair. All right. Where do we want to start? Because, okay, this is what I want to talk about tonight. It's just, I wanted to go through the Amazon thing, and at least that's some good news. And it just goes to show you that the American people are waking up. And partly it has to do with the fact that even though they own the corporate media, young people aren't watching Fox News. They're not on, OAN. And maybe they are. I don't know what the demographic is, but it's really the ideology of archaic assholes, frankly. They have nothing to offer. And watching this week, all of the Republicans go after, of course, they go after trans people. They go after gay people. I always said that they're not getting as much bang for their buck out of gay bashing. But it's not like they're going to stop trying, though. I'm like, what effing year is this again? You see, everything that's old is new again because they don't have any ideas and they hate democracy. That's what it's about. They hate America, they hate democracy, and they have nothing to sell, or they don't even have an interest in a functioning democratic republic. We know that. They want to, it's all about greed. It's selfishness. So the selfishness is a tactic of course, they're selfish and they want to inflict that selfishness on the rest of us. That's why we don't have universal health care. It's because of racism, really, and selfishness. But they tickle the racist funny bone to promote the selfishness, and then they call that freedom. You know, like you are free to die in the streets, and but also free not to give a shit about anybody else but yourself. And that's just not, that may work in the boardroom, but it doesn't work in a functioning democracy. And we're not a functioning democracy. And if the Republicans have their way, we won't be. I don't know, maybe never. Yes, Mulvaney, Matt M., thank you for your super chat. Mulvaney on CBS and Caitlyn Jenner on Fox. Opinions not worth hearing, let alone paying for. Exactly. And the outrage of CBS. First of all, the infamous Trump may not be good for America, but he's good for CBS, or he's good, right? That was Les Moonves. F these people. Haven't I been saying forever how poisonous the corporate media is and are? They are. The corporate media is one of the problems that we have to overcome if we want a functioning democracy. Thank God for the internet, or thank government research and development, frankly, but not God, you know what I mean. And okay, so the filthy fascist Republicans in Florida, and they were all over the country. It's sick watching these sick sons of demons really inflict their manias on the American people, all so they can steal. So you see Rick Scott and Romney, they're coming out saying they're doing it again. Trying to privatize Social Security. That's on the agenda. Privatize Social Security. How many times we got to go through this crap? They never give up. That's why we can't give up. You can never rest and assume the best out of the American people, because people are easily manipulatable, unfortunately. And that's why they know that. That's why they have the propaganda. They just beat that propaganda drum to tickle the racist funny bones, and it's all really about destroying democracy. But you see, here we are again. Just Mitt Romney said again, right? He said it came another Republican saying that that socialist security needs to be phased out, right? For younger people. Didn't we go through this already with Paul Ryan? Remember? It never stops. Oh, and at the time, Paul Ryan wanted to assure everybody that they were only going to privatize or phase it out for people under 55, and then if you're under 55, you just got to plan better for in this country where the majority, 80% live check to check, and the majority can't save $400. Just plan a little bit better, because the 1%, they want your bucks. They want your life. They don't want you to be an uppity serf. They want to suck the life out of you, suck you dry of everything, including, when you think about the Republicans, and I know we hate them, but the fact is, we don't hate them like Mick Mulvaney speaking. What a disgusting person. I hate that. Why are all these Irish people? I'm Irish. It's a disgrace, in my opinion. It's like, ugh, my own people? Hold on a second. All right, we're back. Mark C. Dean Obladala talked about the obvious. The corporate media wants thugs in to keep their bottom line healthy, so they will downplay the accomplishments from the Dems. Yeah, for CBS to say we hired Mick Mulvaney to spread his filthy fascist lies because it's a good, what did they say? It was chances are, or however they phrase it, Republicans are going to take one or both houses. Get the hell out of here. Talk about a self-fulfilling prophecy. What do you, I mean, imagine if you actually informed people. But that's how we know they don't have the best interest of the American people at heart. They are, these corporate scumbags need to be regulated. They need to be taxed. And we, the American people, have to come to an understanding about what this thing we're doing, you know, what is this government that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us, and all of their flaws, yes, and all of their racism. They were products of the Enlightenment. So now we're trying to bring the true Enlightenment to fruition, and the Republicans can't handle it. So they pull out their dirty tricks. Yeah. So right over here we have let's privatize Social Security and Medicare again, and then because they have absolutely nothing else to offer, they're not offering anything but hate. So let's go after the gays. Let's go after trans people. Let's go after anybody in the targeted minority group du jour. And the American people need to understand that, hey, you know what? You may be a hateful scum, but it's not a quality that is conducive to a functioning democracy. Go to. That's why they love Putin. They love the autocrats of the world, because Putin hates the same things they do. It's unfortunate for them that Putin is outright an obvious war criminal. It's inconvenient for them. But they don't have any problem talking out of both sides of their mouths. Because they have no scruples. Look at Lindsey Graham this week. He announced he's going to vote against Ketanji Brown Jackson. For what? You know, all under this guise of the babies, helping the baby. It's the entire attack against Ketanji Brown Jackson was a smear. And the police unions and even the AP came out with a whole list of the lies that they were flinging at her, and the Bar Association came out and talked and put out a statement about how disingenuous the Republican attacks were. But, they know that the filthy, disgusting morons who actively consume their lies, they understand that the truth will not penetrate their ears. Okay, well, let's start with, what do you want to talk about? I'm all over the place because I haven't seen you in a week. And then, of course, there's Madison Cawthorn. They're all sick. You understand how sick they are? And all right, let's, what do you want to begin? Let me think. I guess let's start with the Amazon, because I do have something. Let's play this. All right, so where is my article about Amazon, which is great. Amazon labor union wins historic election in New York City. All right, this is from Mother Jones. Noah Lanyard. Alrighty. The JFK 8 warehouse in Staten Island is set to become Amazon's only unionized workforce in the United States. That's just one. That's how it starts. This is very exciting. So on Friday, the National Labor Relations Board announced that the Amazon Labor Union had gotten 2,654 votes versus 2,131 votes, which, yeah, I wish it were more, but it's enough. That's for sure. It's not a squeaker, but it's certainly not a blowout. It is a momentous victory that could reshape assumptions about the ability to overcome Amazon's aggressive and sometimes illegal anti-union tactics. The Amazon Labor Union now has a chance to rack up a second victory when workers at another Staten Island facility vote to unionize later this month. And I'm sure this win will put the wind in the sails of that election. Christian Smalls, the president of the Amazon Labor Union, celebrated the win on Twitter. And he wrote, Amazon wanted to make me the face of the whole unionizing efforts against them. Well, there you go, Jeff Bezos. Congratulations, Amazon Labor. We worked, we had fun, and we made history. The Amazon Labor Union for the win. Welcome to the first union in America for Amazon, and that is it's enough to make me want to put some tears down my friggin' face, because I'm always on the verge of tears in some form or another. Wait till I tell you about the cat later. Oh, that's gonna be, I mean, he's good, little Billy Lily. He's in the bedroom still, but somebody's coming to get him on Sunday, and I'm very upset. I love him. I wish I could keep him, really. I want to keep him, but I can't. 4 cats in this apartment. He's the best cat, though. He is such a sweetheart, such a little love bug, such a good little creature, a little cute little soul. I can't even talk about him. I can't. I know, I've been crying about it. I can't. I'm sure I don't have to convince you. That is the truth. Anyway, all right. This was a stunning win, not only because it's the unionization of an Amazon warehouse, but because of who made it happen. In the early days of the pandemic, Amazon fired Smalls after he helped organize a walkout over COVID safety concerns at the company's Staten Island warehouse. A few days later, Vice News obtained notes from a meeting of Amazon executives saying he's not smart or articulate. F you. Right? I hate them. These scumbags. And this is why we need a true liberal media. Because how dare they? How dare they? And of course we need a unionized workforce, because that would never go on when you have a seat at the table. People don't get treated like that, because it has to come down to what is the meaning. It's what is the meaning of life, of course, but what is the meaning of an economy? Why do we have an economy? Is it just to make the rich richer? If not, why don't everybody go live off the fat of the land, like the Unabomber, right? Go live in the woods. But no, because we're interdependent, we live with each other, and these effing billionaires, they don't want to go anywhere. They're not going to a desert island or out in the woods. They want to use us as hosts from which to suck profit and discard. But that's not the meaning of life. That's not the meaning of an economy, is it? I mean, it is now, but should it be? Everybody has a different idea about it. I know these effers in the 1% they like it the way it is. They can't let go, even though they've earned, not even earned, excuse me, that's the wrong word, but they've accumulated more ill-gotten gain in the pandemic. $1.6 trillion richer in this pandemic, while the American people are scrimping and saving and worried about gas prices, while they're being the the effing CEOs are using this opportunity to jack up the prices, to price gouge. And I got to say, how much longer are we going to take it? The reason Joe Biden and the Democrats, they can only do so much because government is so intertwined with greed and corporatism. So it will not stop until we get money out of politics. Then you can truly regulate these efforts. And the fact is, because of media, this is why people are so damn stupid. So, because they've been, everybody's hanging by a thread, and the manipulation is so insidious. Like, for example, hold on, I'll be right back. I really got to watch these cues, on Friday, so. All right, I'm back. So, this is Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Okay, for example, so you guys know I told you my cousin is a teacher. I have a few cousins who are teachers. And so I was talking to my aunt the other day, and she was, making mention about somebody, I don't know, whatever. Somebody, I'm trying to get to the point here. Someone was getting a free ride at some college, right? And I've talked to you about this, same thing my sister said. The resentment about she said to me that dreamers are getting a full ride at Rutgers, and that's where my nieces and nephews went, and yet they had to pay, everybody. But and I try to explain to her that is the scam. You see that, and I was telling this to my aunt too, because this is the insidious game they play. Of course, they want working people to look down on others who might be a few rungs lower on the ladder, because in this country you have to be either really rich or in poverty to get any social services, and they're not that great anyway. So if you're in poverty, you can get certain benefit packages, free whatever, free tuition. This is what my sister was talking about, and my aunt. And but it is the reason why they maintain this kind of divisive policies, because they know that people will, people are people. They're going to resent someone else. Well, I pay my taxes. Why don't I get free tuition too? Right? Oh, now that I'm saying this, I remember a friend of mine talking about Obamacare. He had to pay the full freight for Obamacare, and because he didn't get any subsidies, because he made more money. And he's a Democrat. And he's saying, I got to pay for everybody else. I got to pay for everybody else. Do you see how that's the kind of shit that's killing us? And the fact is, I get the resentment. I have it too. It's annoying. But my resentment is focused on the top. It's not the people who are getting these benefits. It's the system. It's the people who have us divided like this, because they want us to be fighting amongst each other and not pointing our fingers and our anger where it belongs, at the top. And it really is. That is why when we talk about universal health care, universal higher education, living wages, retirement security, it is because this is it's a patriotic imperative to ensure that we have a functioning democracy. We'll never stop being divided if they continue to divide us. And they do it, they get away with it because, and it's the Romneys of the world. You hear it all the time. They want to means test everything. That's why FDR made Social Security belong to everyone. So, no, as he said, no damn politician can scrap it. But it's because, why can't they scrap it? Because it's not means tested. No one is resentful of it. If FDR had sliced up the American people into different brackets and only those lower on the ladder could get Socialist Security, you better believe that people would be pissed off about it, and they would be resentful, and they would be angry at those lower on the ladder. It's not their fault. It's the whole game. And I'm tired of everybody falling for it, frankly. People who you think would know better. The fact is, we know Democrats, we complain they suck at messaging. This is one of the easiest messages that they can run with. That universal health care, universal higher education, it's a patriotic imperative, like Social Security, to belong to everyone. Why? I don't get it. Why don't the Democrats own it? Own Social Security. This is why we need, like when Pete Buttigieg, this is another, these corporate Dems are somewhat problematic, obviously, but when he said, I don't want to pay for Trump's kids to go to school, when I think Bernie and Elizabeth were talking about universal higher education, that's divisive right there. You already pay for Trump's kids to go to school. They can go to public school right now to age 12. But it sucks, and it sickens me when Democrats, they're part of the problem, like these corporate Dems. All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I hope I'm saying it real good, too. I don't know, though. I just don't know. Okay, so as far as, where was I with am I talking real good? What do you think? I don't always speak good English, but I'm speaking it real good now. All right. Where's that from? There should be some Tara Devlin trivia on this show. Yes, that was my drill sergeant. Well, one of them. Drill Sergeant Quick, Riley, and Robinson. You never forget them. In fact, my father, when he was older, I can't remember who, but he would talk about his drill sergeants and said we'd never forget them. You just don't. You don't forget people who smoke your ass, that's for sure. Okay. So here we go. The Mother Jones article. It was a galvanizing moment for Smalls. If Amazon wanted him to be the face of the opposition, he would be the face. A year later, Smalls was outside his old warehouse collecting signatures to authorize union elections. And isn't that beautiful? Instead of being defeated, he got active and motivated and worked and won. Because he's right. He's on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy. There is no reason why Amazon can't pay workers living wages. Oh, I know they say, we pay $15 already. But first of all, we understand, because we're not idiots, that the $15 minimum wage is already a compromise. If wages kept up with productivity and the rate of CEO pay, minimum wage would be at least $30 an hour, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like 20. If I don't know, somebody on the chat will tell me 29 or something in the vicinity. And that's what it should be. There is no, like, I mean, can you believe the federal minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour? What can you get with $7.25? You can't live off that. And this is unacceptable. Another thing that drives me crazy with the Democrats is, why don't you talk about that? Talk about the fact, okay, not just the minutia of what the minimum wage should be, but the fact that we cannot have a democracy and this kind of concentrated wealth at the same time. That taxing the rich isn't just good, decent, and fair. It is a patriotic imperative if we want a functioning democracy. That's it. It's a patriotic imperative. I wish Joe Biden would say that, frankly. I know that he's many times proclaiming what a capitalist he is. Well, capitalism without regulation isn't this. You want a Putin-style autocracy? Then you got your capitalism without regulation. But that's what they want. We don't have to stretch our minds or imagine something out of the realm of possibility. That's what they want. They like Putin. They admire him. They give him standing ovations. They chant his name at their gatherings. Is that an accident? This is a person who is the enemy of the democratic world and a war criminal on the beyond. I don't even know. Is he worse than Hitler? Is that the gauge? He's up there, that's for sure. All right, we'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin. Become a patron. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Whatever. All right, so we're reading this Mother Jones article about the Amazon win. Amazon unionized today. I wish I was there. I'm sure they're celebrating. It's incredible. This is from Mother Jones, Noah Lannard. All right. It was the opposite of the Amazon election in Bessemer, Alabama that had attracted so much media attention and celebrities last year. In place of Killer Mike and a message of support from President Joe Biden, the Amazon labor union had Susan Sarandon stopping by a phone bank. After the hype, then disappointment following Bessemer, articles contained almost obligatory mention that the odds of the Amazon labor union winning at a warehouse with more than 8,000 eligible workers was long. Smalls, who was 33 years old, insisted that their scrappiness was a strength, and he was right. In Bessemer, the National Labor's Relation Board ended up throwing out the initial election results due to company misconduct. How surprising and weird. How isn't that odd how a company would be so tricky? The rerun of the election is proving to be much closer. Amazon was up 993 to 875 after counting ended on Thursday, but there's still a 416 challenged ballots that have not been counted, meaning that there's a chance that the retail, wholesale, and department store union could end up winning. The biggest challenge ahead of the Amazon labor union will now be securing a strong collective bargaining agreement. The union has said it will push for a starting wage of $30 an hour. Boom! And that's what it should be. That's what it should be. Years ago, the number one employer in the country was General Motors, whose starting wage, I mean, we're talking years ago. The starting wage was $35 an hour. A good union job that you could retire on, that had a pension and benefits. Now, the number one employer in the country is, now I think it's Amazon, but it used to be Walmart. This is monumentous. The union said it will push for $30 an hour starting wage, up from an average wage of about $18, and they can afford it. Yeah. You think Bezos, can jerk off in space another time while we fix the problems on Earth? Because one scumbag wants to go masturbate in space. Oh, he wants to go for us. I see. It's for all of us, for all mankind. That's why he took William Shatner and that lady who couldn't go. Yeah. And it was just incredible. The big blue marble, everyone. If everyone could go up there and see it, the world would be at peace. Unfortunately, by the time we get everybody up in space, I think the corporate scumbags down here will have Mother Earth in such a bind that once we go up there, we won't want to come back. Maybe we will, I don't know. I think the sun will go supernova before we can all go up there and see the big blue marble and have that spiritual experience where we all recognize that we're in this together. I'm so shocked, though, that Bezos, he's been up there more than once. He saw the big blue marble. What is his problem? Why is he still jerking off on a giant yacht that needs a yacht and a helicopter? I don't know. I thought he saw the big blue marble. Why wouldn't he give up all his possessions? Go roam the desert. Isn't that that's what Shakyamuni did? He was rich, right? He was a prince. And he tried all the Buddhist philosophies and realized he wasn't reaching enlightenment. He tried the asceticism, the Stoic. And then what happened? I don't know. And then he went off into space. It's ridiculous. And also, you know what? I'm just so sick of sociopathy. Greed is the only American value. It's enough already. Aren't we tired of it? And the union, people understand that we're on the wrong side of Reaganomics, that Reaganomics sucked. It sucked the life out of the American middle class and turned the middle class into the much more malleable working poor. And the fact that we even have a category called working poor goes to show us how defeated we've been. And how do they defeat us? Divide and conquer. I'm just so sick of right-wingers, falling for it all the time. Falling for it. Why are you so dumb? Pick up a book. Start with the history of Western civilization and go from there. Because this ain't nothing new. The rich against the rest of us. That's what it is. It's really greed. That's it. Greed. Should greed be the only value? Because, Joe Biden needs to say that, I'm a capitalist, whatever. You got to keep filleting capitalism. It's such a fragile little, it's like a little snowflake, like the filthy, like that Trump, that scummy Trump, whatever that they worship. Incredible. But it needs constant stroking. Oh, capitalism is great. No, it's capitalism, wonderful. No one's saying people can't innovate or be an entrepreneur, but there are billions of us. How many people on Earth? Not everybody's going to be a friggin' entrepreneur. Does that mean we should be a goddamn host from which to suck profit and discard? Oh, if you're not an entrepreneur, then you're Soylent Green then. And if we really were a culture of life, that understood what it means to have a functioning democracy, that democracy isn't a given, that it has to be cultivated. There has to be certain characteristics or certain ingredients in the recipe. Otherwise, it doesn't function. So everyone has value, from the lowest worker to the sociopath in the boardroom. Everyone should have a living wage, but there's no reason why the sociopath in the boardroom needs to have more money than the entire planet combined. How much longer are we going to take it, really? Because that's nothing but exploitation. It's willing, eager and willing exploitation. The rest of us, I know not us, but there's Republicans, morons, who are earning, nothing. They're getting by on scraps and holding their head above the poverty line barely, thanks to government, the government services. And still, they vote for these people. It's incredible. But, okay. Amazon said in a statement it was disappointed by the result. F you. Why? Because Jeff Bezos needs a yacht that needs a yacht and a yacht? I mean, what? Does his yacht need a yacht and a yacht? And a yacht with a canoe, maybe? And a fishing boat, canoe, and then you get down to a boogie board? How many yachts do you need for your yacht? It's real. It's disgusting. Oh, but they love Jesus. Inappropriate. What did they say? The results. They were disappointed by the result, and it was evaluating filing objections. F you, based on what it called inappropriate and undue influence from the NLRB. F you, sore loser. Oh, it's fake news, right? It was rigged. It was stolen. The greatest heist ever. Another big lie. The company appeared to be referencing the NLRB's decision in March to sue Amazon in federal court to correct flagrant unfair labor practice. Well, who will? If not the National Labor Relations Board, Who will? Because people died for that, right? No one is working an 8-hour workday because a billionaire was feeling generous. God damn it. All right, we're back. Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk. How's everybody doing? I miss you guys. I'm so happy to see the chat room filled up and flowing. Going and flowing. That sounds vaguely sexual. Well, Republicans, that's all you can say. They're very sick, aren't they? They're always in the gutter. Their tiny brains are in the gutter. Like in Alabama, Amazon spared no expense in trying to defeat the Amazon union. It forced workers to attend mandatory anti-union propaganda sessions, blanketed the warehouse with signs urging employees to vote no, and set up a website to discredit the Amazon labor union and all unions more generally. Last year alone, the company spent $4.3 million opposing unionization efforts, and the Huffington Post reported, Huffington Post reported, it paid some of its professional union busters, wait for it, $3,200 a day. Scum. They got enough money. They got $3,200 a day for union busters. Why don't you spread that around your employees? I run out of adjectives for these people. Smalls started working for Amazon in 2015 and joined the Staten Island warehouse in 2018. He put in 12-hour overnight shifts and knew the people he was organizing. Along with other leaders in the Amazon labor union, Smalls responded to Amazon's union busting by running a high energy campaign that relied on in-person conversations and platforms like TikTok. In late February, Amazon had Smalls arrested for trespassing after he went to deliver food to workers. Well, that's what you do. Well, you know what? Because that's how important a union is. They wouldn't be fighting so hard if they knew it wasn't necessary. If they knew, if they didn't know how needed it was, they wouldn't have to fight this hard. If they didn't know how wrong they are. Friday's victory upends basic assumptions about what is usually needed to win a union election. Federal labor law requires unions to gather signatures from 30% of the workforce to force an election. A majority of voters then need to vote in favor of the union for the union to be formed. But unions traditionally try to get around 70% of workers to sign the authorization card, since not everyone will necessarily end up voting yes. The Amazon labor union, on the other hand, had to withdraw its initial election petition in November after failing to meet the 30% threshold. It resubmitted the petition in December after getting more signatures, but it was still far short of the 70%. Smalls never seemed to be too bothered by doubters. "I know I'm a misfit," he said. "There's no shame in my game. I say what I say, and that's what got me here." The same thing with the union. It represents what the workers want to say. Wow. Incredible. But here, after the union vote was successful, the filthy fascist America haters on CNBC, I think. Here's Stuart Varney talking about it.
Workers in New York and in Alabama voted on unionization. Was it the same result in both places, Lauren?
No, split decision. So let's start in New York. They're still counting the votes there and validating them, but so far, it seems that they voted in favor of unionization. That would be a first for Amazon in the U.S. If you go down to Alabama, they voted for no unionization.
No.
Although I want to point out the results were close. There will be a hearing. So there's been this push, especially in these big companies like Amazon and Starbucks for workers to unionize.
Wow.
And
Wonder why.
It's happening. They're paid well. It's happening because of three things. This is my opinion, Stuart.
Look at her. Why is it happening? They're paid well. Let me answer my own question, even though I'm talking to someone who is a fascist who agrees with me. Why are they unionizing? They're paid well. Why don't they shut up? Why don't they die? What do they want? Why are they stupid? Why don't they become a billionaire? Why don't they just pull themselves up by their bootstraps? Why don't they marry a billionaire? Why don't they become a trophy wife? Why don't they? Too bad. Why don't their parents borrow $50,000 from their parents and start a business? Why don't they get as much education as they can afford? Why don't they? They're paid well. They're paid so well, aren't they? That billionaires became $1.6 trillion richer, while the American working class slipped lower and lower on the ladder. Okay? That's another thing I never hear the corporate media talk about, that the middle class during Trump fell below 50% of the population. I never hear that. Why? I wonder. Well, they're too busy, I guess, drawing up a contract for Mick Mulvaney and putting out a poll. Another thing, this morning on MSNBC, I heard, what's her name? Stephanie Roll was, again, with the poll. because the jobs number came out and the unemployment rate is whatever 3 point something percent, and the deficit, Joe Biden is doing reducing the deficit and all this stuff. But why? Still, here's a poll that says that the American people blame him for, they think that Trump would be better or some bullshit poll. Another poll. Why don't you stop polling people's ignorance? And I wonder why that Joe Biden isn't getting the credit. This is what Stephanie Rule said. Why isn't he getting the credit? Oh, here's a poll. Well, why are you polling people's morality? And then you put it up there like, oh, Joe Biden, the American people, they're just not giving him any credit. They don't think he has anything to do. He's not doing anything good or whatever the hell. And is that effective? Not for a functioning democracy, of course, but you're not educating it a bit. I can't even talk. Polling people's stupidity is not journalism, and repeating the stupidity. The American people think that the moon is made of a big blue marble. That doesn't make it real. Why don't you... okay. Let's keep going.
Very tight job market. So you have vocal employees. They couldn't work from home when a lot of other people did. They worked through COVID. They just want more. And there's a lot of anger.
Can you hear this bitch? I can't believe this bitch. Can you hear this bitch? I know I'm not supposed to curse. Let's play that again.
Couldn't work from home when a lot of other people did. They worked through COVID. They just want more. And there's a lot of anger out there. And I'm going to give you one number that...
Oh, my God. We'll be right back. There's a lot of anger. They couldn't work from home. There's a lot of anger. They just want more because they're greedy. It's the greedy workers that want more. Never enough. First you wanted what? A 10-hour workday. Then you wanted an 8-hour workday. Then you wanted to have, you want to get paid? What do you mean? You wanted a day off? Oh, first it was one day off, then you get a whole weekend. Ugh. You just want more. Lazy. Why don't you just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and come up with some kind of, I don't know, Trump Network vitamins, some multi-level marketing scam? Why don't you run for Congress? You really want to get some buku bucks? Why don't you become a billionaire? Get in the billionaire game. You just want, I mean, this woman, look at her. Where's Will Smith when you need him? And look at Tara Jr., everyone. Yes, you're very good. You're very good. Mwah, I kissed you right on the face.
Explain that part of the equation here. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, his total compensation last year topped $212 million.
Oh, is that all?
So if you compare that pay to the average worker, it's 1 to 6,500. So there's a lot of anger that, hey, we're doing everything for your company and we just want more. We want a bigger piece of the pie. We want more representation.
It's not anger, Lauren. It's jealousy.
What is it?
Jealousy.
And
That's what it is.
Oh,
I've seen it
where's
before.
Will Smith?
I grew up in a jealous country, England. Always worried about how much they're making up there and how much we're not making down here.
Oh,
That's what
you
get in a
son of a
socialist society.
bitch.
so then you wouldn't want to unionize. You would want, to make everything possible for you to work hard and get to where you want to be and not have a union get in the way.
That's not the way they see it, obviously. But there you go.
Oh, obviously. They just want. It's jealousy. Is it jealousy? No, it's actually patriotism. You scummy scum. You scum-sucking scum hole. How much longer, everyone? You know, when the lights go out, I get Stuart Varney, okay? I call him. Really. This is the recipe. This Stuart Varney, in my own private apocalypse in my mind, I don't know, we drag him out, the national razors, things like that. It flashes before my eyes when I hear him say things like that. It's jealousy, you son of a bitch. People are trying to put food on the table. They're trying to have a life, you scumbag. You know, this little blip of time that we're sharing the same air with Stuart effing Varney, somebody who has nothing, who brings nothing to the table. He adds nothing. And when he finally steps off the mortal coil, the world will be better off. I'm sorry, it's true. He brings nothing. He doesn't add joy. He doesn't add decency. He hates democracy. He likes oligarchy. He likes concentrated wealth. He likes everything that sucks. He likes selfishness, like all of the qualities of being, you know, all of the qualities of inhumanity. That's what he wants. More of. Balloon it. Balloon the 1%, all the money, just put it into the hands of the rich, and then they will trickle it down, just like the system that the founders fought a revolution to escape. This is the thing that I'm sick of, these filthy fascists. They hate America. They're talking about, what they're talking about is the destruction of democracy in itself, because we cannot have democracy and concentrated wealth at the same time. So, you know what? This is part of why the corporate media sucks as well, and why we need a real liberal media, an independent media like this show and others, to get the word out that what we're talking about is patriotism, is seeding the ground for a functioning democracy that works for everyone. And it doesn't mean that we won't have conflicts or disagreements or whatnot, but that we understand the game that's being played against us. And it's the divide and conquer game that has been played for time immemorial by effing sociopaths who don't give a crap about you or me or anybody else, the American dream or anything. They would be just as disgusting in an autocracy. And in fact, they would prefer it. They absolutely would. And that's what they're trying to do here. Oh my God. Who cares? Easily properties. Hunter Biden is rich. We got another one in the chat. What, we have a zero troll policy here. So whatever. It's not about people being rich. It's not about that. It's about, you like democracy or not? If not, get the fuck out. Go to Russia. Go to Turkey. But this is not what this thing is supposed to be. And in order to have a functioning democracy, we need to have we cannot have concentrated wealth. We need to have a system that works for more than just the 1%. That's the system the founders overthrew, in case you missed it. I'm so sick of it. Hunter Biden's rich. It's not about Hunter Biden or who's rich. It's about the gap between rich and poor being wider than it was in ancient fucking Rome, moron. Stupid. Advocate. Goodbye. I'm so... Goodbye. I can't. Goodbye. I just have a zero tolerance, and we all do. We've had this discussion. The Tarabuster community. Just, we don't need moron. You can hang out, listen to the show. But you get if your contribution is Hunter Biden's rich, you've told me everything I need to know about you and your stupidity. Stockholm Syndrome is a terrible thing. Get help. And like I said, go read a book. Start with the history of Western civilization. Jesus Christ. All right, Junior. I know. He's gone now. He's gone. Thank you, Mark. I know. Right. Mark says you beat it. You beat us to it, Tara. Yeah. We had enough of trolls. We're not. It's not about. You don't even care anyway. You're just dumb, and you want to what? I guess you think that repeating the talking points of billionaires, maybe one's gonna come and trickle on you. Maybe another 40 years we'll wait, and then they'll trickle in your. They'll trickle on your mouth. They'll trickle down your chin. Ooh, trickle. Get a grip. Get a clue. Really, get a clue. Stupid. I'm just so sick of these Stockholm Syndrome suffering dupes. Dumb. What do you think, morons? Like that you live in a semblance of a civilization. Where'd that come from? You know, everybody pays their taxes. It's about paying the price of admission to a civilized society. And then all we need to know about the functioning of that civilized society, is it a functioning democracy or not? Just look at the tax structure. Who gets away paying zero taxes? Oh, no rich person ever gave me a job. This is another thing no poor person ever gave me a job. I hear these morons repeat. Bullshit. If people don't have money to fund the economy and keep it going, then, it doesn't matter how many widgets you make. Nobody's buying it. So we make the world go round, as we illustrated during the pandemic. Yeah, I didn't see any CEOs on the line of essential workers. Fuckers. Oh, God. So sick of these fucking morons. These people are, I don't know what it is. I think it is, you know what I think it is? It really does come down to racism. They would much rather feel like they're in league with the likes of Stuart Varney and the billionaires, and the big white daddies who can save them from the scary world of others who don't know their place. Then they will want to understand that we're in this together. Yeah, all right. That's right. Off-Time says, we have a service economy that doesn't produce many widgets anymore. Exactly. Because all right, Junior, honey, I'm sorry. He just wants me to keep petting him. And then he's going to start biting my hands again. I might have to, I can't put him in the bedroom. Little Billy Lily's in there. The foster cat. Yeah, it is racism. That's what it comes down to, because they don't get the fact that we are. It's like what happened in the 1600s with when they pitted the indentured servants against the enslaved people. Same thing, except now it's 2022. That's why they want us to be. They distract with all the bullshit about like critical race theory and all, to keep people stupid and thinking like, oh, as long as I can say the N-word, I'm free. I don't need anybody. This is the other thing they always say. I never had anybody do anything for me. Really? Oh, you dug your own well. You inspected your own food. You built your own everything. You built the infrastructure that I don't know. You did it all. You did it all. You taught yourself to read. You made up your own language. I don't know. You're an incredible, rugged individual. Effing ridiculous. All right, honey. Stop it. I don't like that part. Come in. You get up there. Cranky bastard. Calmness, Devlin. Calmness. What time is it? I gotta look at the clock. Oh my lordy. Let's just do this some of these filthy, disgusting Republican, anti-gay. So we know that Ron DeSantis signed the Don't Say Gay bill, and it is all because this, like we're talking about. Racism is great for the Republicans, the 1%, the conservatives in general, but homophobia will do just well, and all of the above. They need to keep, in this nation of immigrants, in this nation of diversity, in this country that took some leaps forward in making a more perfect union and celebrating the diversity and humanity of all. I mean, just the rainbow of humanity. Republicans cannot handle it. I just wanted to show you. So now Republicans are up in arms against Disney. Good. Go for it. They're all in full tilt boogie fascism because Disney, I guess, even though Disney Disney gave money to both Republicans and Democrats, they want it both ways. But Disney came out with a statement criticizing this fascist bill. I mean, it's just fascism. Who are these people? You can't say gay. This is how sick they are. They bring it down to sex, right? It's all about sex. That's because they're dirty. Republicans, and like I say, I wish they would get help rather than inflict their manias outward. But it's all about sex. They have very filthy minds, these filthy fuckers. They really do. That's why, I mean, if you're married to somebody who has the same pee-pee and there's a child, who cares? Like, what are you gonna say? Like for example, if you're married if you're married to somebody with a different pee-pee, and you encounter a child, what do you say? I really gave it her a good. Ring, ring, ring. I bang her like a broken screen door. Bing, bing, bing. Right? No, it's because they're sick. They're sick. Oh my God. Yes. Oh. I'm just looking at some tweets from morons. That's what it is. They're very sick. So let me just show you something that Ron DeSantis said. Listen to this. He's talking about, the battle.
Gird your loins for battle.
Gird your loins.
Gird your loins?
You put on the full armor of God.
Fuck you.
You take a stand against the left schemes.
What scheme?
Yeah, you're going to face flaming arrows, but if you stand
Where
for truth, you and we will prevail.
It's all you and we? What are you prevailing with or over? What? Decency? Humanity? What do you do? How many times will you, I guess it's endless, but how many times will you target minority groups and seed the ground with your ignorance? That's endless. This is why you don't give right-wingers power. They're not fit. They're not fit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. That's it. You want a demon-haunted cesspool, a shithole? They're for you. It really is. Show me anybody, even the right-wing trolls. You got any successful right-wing countries? Show me an example of a successful right-wing country where, people are happy. Oh, I know that the billionaires would be happy and the fascists are happy, but the community at large, the happiest places on earth consistently are the socialist countries, the democratic socialist countries, who understand that you have to regulate capitalism, that the meaning of life, like the meaning of an economy, is to make not just to make a few people rich, but to fund a life, to have a decent life, and then you pay your taxes, and that your tax dollars get divvied up in ways that you can also partake in the benefits of civilization. What the hell is so hard about that? In the Republican worldview, when you take their policies to their ultimate conclusion, what happens? The rich are own everything, run everything, and everybody else fights over the scraps. Government does nothing. This is why they're going after Socialist Security. Why they want to privatize Medicaid and Medicare. Why they want why they promote this baloney that nothing is worth doing unless a few people can make a buck. Just a few. Not everybody. That's not the meaning of life. And it's certainly not the meaning of an economy. Now, God, you guys know, if everything that these filthy fascists take for granted, like the moron who was on our chat here, they think came because a billionaire felt like trickling it on us. They don't understand that people fought, bled, and died for the right to have an 8-hour workday and get overtime pay and have a weekend and, on and on and on. And all of the or decent working conditions and all kinds of regulations that try to stop the sociopaths from treating us merely as hosts from which to suck profit and discard. If that's the kind of world these effers want to live in, like the moron who was on the chat, that's not what this is supposed to be. You can go to Russia. You can go. There's plenty of conservative places you can go to, and when you go to Russia, trust me, no wokeness. There won't be any woke. You like Steve Bannon said, Putin's not woke. Putin knows which bathroom to go to. I mean, this is how sick they are. Sick. Guys, this is Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Thank you so much. This is the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. If you can believe it, it goes by so fast. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. If you want to listen to the rest of the show, we can go iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Apple. Give the show a good review on iTunes and keep coming back. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it, and live it. We will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, and democracy. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. All right, not too bad. Let's listen to this again.
Gird your loins for battle. Gird your loins, baby.
Gird your loins.
You put on the full armor of God. You take a stand against the left schemes. Yeah, you're going to face flaming arrows, but if you stand for truth, you and we will prevail.
You and me will prevail. Over what? Gird your loins for battle. This is how sick they are. And of course, the disgusting, they're just sick. Like, for example, where is it? I think it's at Media Matters. Wait a minute. Marjorie Taylor Greene and the Republicans in general, they're out there again with this trying to conflate being gay with being a pedophile. You notice all the talk of pedophilia. That's because they are sick. That's what's on their mind. Like Madison Cawthorn, who's a liar. Who voted for him? He is a liar and a Nazi. They have no decency at all. And I'm sick of Democrats trying to make common ground with these immoral monsters. Madison Cawthorn. Now you notice Madison Cawthorn, and I'm sorry we weren't able to do a show this week because there was so much that went on, and one of the things that was getting attention was Madison Cawthorn talking about he's been invited to sex parties and he's watched some of his heroes do kilos of coke. First of all, who is inviting Madison Cawthorn to a sex party? You know it's bullshit. Not that just because he's in a wheelchair, he's a virgin. Come on. Nobody acts like that. Who doesn't have problems sexually. And we know that Madison Cawthorn, before he was in the accident that paralyzed him, he was a scumbag. Can you believe it? Let me see. Madison, he was a sexual predator. That's because whenever they're projecting out, you better believe it's projection. Whenever they're projecting out, it's projection. Of course. Whatever they're saying about others is because they're trying to hide themselves. Gird your loins for battle. So while what's his face, Rick Scott and Mitt Romney are out there talking about phasing out Socialist Security and Medicare, but we got to gird our loins for battle because some kid might understand that gay people exist. It's because they are sick. You understand? When you meet somebody, when you meet a couple, is that what's on? You know what's on their mind. Oh, I want to see. I imagine them banging. So if you meet a gay couple, you know this is the fact. We've had video. I've shown some video on the show of right-wingers talking about Pete Buttigieg. Talking about him, his sex life. Who's the woman? That's what they're saying. You know, one of these scumbags was saying. Because they so want to be free, you know? A lot of them are closet cases because they're cowards and they can't live authentic lives because in the conservative, rugged individual death cult, if you are actually an individual, they will kick you out. And look at Caitlyn Jenner. She is a anti-trans person, but you know they'll take the outliers, but they will still harass her. We've shown videos on the show here of Caitlyn Jenner at CPAC of right-wingers calling her by her dead name and harassing her. Yeah, and that's what she's comfortable with, I guess. I don't know. There is something fundamentally damaged in them. It really is. They really are sick. So So let me just play this Madison Cawthorn too. Gird your loins for battle. Here comes Madison.
It's about to get serious. Yes, I am.
With Kevin Spacey, and I forget who else was in it. But anyway,
Really well done show.
Very well done show.
Very well done show.
But it was so dirty, and it was about
So
this
dirty.
congressman.
It's so dirty. You're dirty. You are dirty. They're talking about House of Cards, I guess, right? Anyway, Madison Cawthorn also gives me the Josh Jugger vibe as well. He kind of sounds like him, too.
Who was Kevin Spacey, who was, I think it was Minority or Majority Whip.
Yep.
What was it? Yeah. And so, anyway, very, very powerful guy. And it was just kind of like his secret life of all this corruption and power and money and perversion, and it was just dirty. How much, in your opinion, because you've been behind the veil, is this
Behind the veil.
fictitious show, or is this more closer to like a documentary? Is it that bad?
So I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this.
Look at this
And he
moron.
gave an answer that I thought was so true. And he said, the only thing that's not accurate in that show is that you could never get a piece of legislation.
In that show, the House of Cards wasn't around in the 90s. See, even there he's lying. He's making it up. Everything he says is a lie. This kid.
Is it that bad?
So I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this. And he gave an answer that I thought was so true. And he said, the only thing that's not accurate in that show is that you could never get a piece of legislation about education passed.
What former president said that?
And everything else is good?
Aside from that, I mean, the sexual perversion that goes on in Washington, I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington, where the average age is probably 60 or 70, and I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that,
Oh my God.
Then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, well, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like,
Wow.
what did you just ask me to come to?
What?
Yeah, and then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy.
Yeah, right.
Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, a key bump of cocaine right in front of you. And it's like, wow, this is
Kilo. This is it's beyond words. But this is the same party that has no problem with traitors taking a dump in the Capitol. And they have no problem with big lies, of course, and spreading the big lie and nonstop lies. They have no problem with overthrowing democracy. But talking about sex parties that didn't exist, that's a bridge too far for the fascists. And they had to have a talking to with little Madison, who's a liar. They're all a bunch of liars. Hey, we're going to have kind of a sex party. You want to come over? It's like they invited him to, I don't know, a Tupperware party. Yeah, we're going to have a sex party. They're septuagenarians. What? Who? Who invited you to a sex party? Bullshit.
Fictitious show, or is this more closer to like a documentary? Is it that bad?
So I heard a former president that we had in the 90s was asked the question about this. And he gave an answer that I thought was so true. And he said,
true.
The only
I
thing
thought
that's
it was
not
true.
accurate in that show is that you could never get a piece of legislation about education passed that quickly.
Gird your loins.
And everything else is good?
Aside from that, I mean, the sexual perversion that goes on in Washington, I mean, being kind of a young guy in Washington.
He's just feeding the QAnon cult. The sexual pervert. These people are sick. They're very sick. That's why when they see Pete Buttigieg and his husband, they think, oh, who's the daddy? Who's the mommy? They don't understand that. What's wrong with you? Is that what you think when you meet a couple? You think, let me imagine them banging? Is that what kids are going to think? When, let's say, your husband or wife comes and picks you up from school, if you're married to somebody with the opposite peepee, and they come and pick you up at school, and is that your spouse? Don't talk about it. Is that what the kids are thinking? They're thinking about you getting banged? I'm so tired of it. Because I thought we got past this for the most part. Gird your loins. Got past the stupidity. And honestly, here's the thing, though. It's not that bad. Because regardless of what Republicans legislate, again, they're never going to legislate gay people, trans people, and their supporters out of existence. Gay people have always been here, and they always will be. Trans people have always been here, and they always will be. It's about us. They always talk about their sky spook, but maybe the sky spook, if you believe in that sky spook, maybe the sky spook is testing you. Republicans wants to see how decent you are to other human beings. When you keep failing every time you fail the test. The lows get lower all the time. That's why I find it's not unexpected, but the fact that Kevin McCarthy had to have a talking to Madison. All the other lies don't matter, but you're talking about sex parties now. Now we can't have that, because who do you look up to in Congress, Madison? Because you're not looking up to Democrats. It's crazy. Who's doing the kilos of cocaine? Well, we know that Matt Gaetz, and according to, what's his name? What's the guy's name? Jeff Green something? Let's see. Matt Gaetz. The guy who was the tax collector. Who is now, I think, cooperating. Who he said that he saw Matt Gaetz have sex with an underage girl, because that's what Matt Gaetz does. If there are sex parties and drugs being done, it's Matt Gaetz, because Matt Gaetz apparently is doing a lot of drugs and having sex with underage girls in front of other people, because he's like a dog, like that way. Because it's also very gay, frankly. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I wouldn't be surprised. He's a closet case. I wouldn't be surprised. Another one. Some men are like that, closet cases. They have sex with women, with men in the room, because, that turns them on. It's not the woman. Women are just objects to put their underwhelming, smaller than average penis into. Is the guy's name Joel? Joel Greenberg, yes, exactly. But that's what Joel Greenberg said. I'm not saying it. He said that. That's what he said. Matt Gaetz, well, they're both a bunch of grifters. And Republicans don't get into public service, quote unquote. They don't get into government for altruism. Right, Jim on the chat. I think coke and orgies are better than white supremacy conventions. Truly. But apparently, I was trying to find this article, but I couldn't find it. But another Republican, while all the other Republicans, well, the majority of them are going after little Maddie, this particular Republican backed him up. I guess she wanted, I think it was a female, she wanted to gird her loins for battle. Anyway, Madison admitted that he was lying. Can you believe it? I can't believe a Republican was lying about such things. He wishes. Hey, you want to go to a sex party?
Average age is probably 60 or 70. And I look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics, guys that, then all of a sudden you get invited to, like, oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like,
a sexual get-together at one of our homes. But we don't know which one. We're going to have a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. Yeah, because you're such a... You would really bring a lot of sex to that sexual get-together, right? Unreal. These people are sick, guys. They're sick. That's why I don't want Democrats talking about we got bipartisan support with these pricks who are underwhelming pricks, of course, but who want to destroy democracy and are doing it. And they're legion of morons. According to, here's from the Seattle Times, Dave Goldiner, Madison Cawthorn walked back his blockbuster drugs and sex claims about fellow lawmakers in a brutal tongue lashing. Hey, I thought they wasn't. They didn't have sex parties. That was what happened in Kevin McCarthy's office. He got a tongue lashing. Okay, I've had a few in my life. I don't know, but. Come on. He changes. Where is this? Kevin McCarthy, that he made up. Wait. Hold on. Let me roll it back. Cawthorn admitted to House Minority Leader, and let's keep it that way, Kevin McCarthy, that he made up claims that he saw lawmakers doing cocaine and that they invited him to orgies. He changes what he tells me, and that's not becoming of a congressman, McCarthy said, but being a coup plotter and coup enabler. That's just great. People who take dumps in the Capitol, very fine people. Patriots on a tourist visit. I don't know. Have you ever been on a tourist visit and couldn't find the bathroom? Republicans, because they're like, I guess, they're devolved, they just take dumps right there. Just like how like Matt Gaetz, how he has sex with underage girls in front of other people because he's like a dog. He changes what he tells, and that's not becoming. That's not becoming of the, but all the other lies, or the trip to the Eagle's Nest and all the white nationalist conferences. Cawthorn, a firebrand supporter of Trump. Apparently, I don't know, is this true? He talks to Trump every day? That's what happens when you talk to Trump every day. Anybody who talks to Trump, the people who know Trump don't want to talk to him. But this guy wants to talk to him? Remember, actually, yesterday I was listening to Robin Kincaid, or it was a show from a couple of days ago, and I totally forgot about this. When Trump, this is how sick Trump is. And she brought up when Trump talked about baby Tiffany, his when she was born, little girl Tiffany. She was 1 year old, Tiffany. And, well, let me play it. This is how sick they are.
What does Tiffany have of yours, and what does Tiffany have of Marla's?
Well, I think that she's got a lot of moral, and she's really a beautiful baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
Can you believe that? See, his 1 year old daughter. Well, what does she have? The tax cheating, draft dodging, dictator wannabe con man is asked, what part you and what part her? What part trophy wife number 2 is she? So, yeah, there were so many options he could have said, right? Oh, she's got Marla's eyes. She's got Marla's smile. No, she's got Marla's legs? What, Marla has little stumpy fat legs? She's talking about a 1-year-old. Oh, but we won't know if she's going to have big knockers. Time will tell. How disgusting. That's your daughter. And just goes to show you how sick they are. They're sick. They are sick. And that's their hero. The one who looks at a 1-year-old girl, his own daughter, and wonders if she's going to have big knockers. Time will tell. Ha 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 ha. You know what the Republican answer to that is? We didn't elect him to be perfect. We elected him for what? To pass more concentrated wealth policies and to keep people in their place, right? Right, Jim, on the chat. She's got a great ass. He might as well have said that. She's got a great ass. That's a good one. But that's and these freaks are out there talking about gay people as predators, right? We went over this. We've been through this, honey. Let's not go back 50 years. But they don't want to just drag us back 50 years, as we know. They want to drag us back to the Dark Ages. You better believe it. They hate democracy. They want to roll back the American Revolution. They hate America. They hate democracy because they hate everybody else but themselves. I think they hate themselves, but it really is racism. Homophobia will do as well. But as long as they can divide people up, and then they can talk about girding their loins as if it's some kind of holy obligation to be a hate-mongering homophobe. And the good news is that kids, young people, they're beyond this already, and they're not going back. That's the truth. Now, when I was young, there were no gay-straight alliances in my high school. But we've come a long way from there. And kids today aren't dumb. Like the kids I grew up with. They're not. We're beyond it. They know gay people. Gay people are married. Trans people, are out there, visible. And they're not. And young people know that Republicans are repulsive. Conservatives in general. Let me see. That's the good news, because it won't work. Yeah, you can have your base. There's always going to be that base of morons, the demon-haunted freaks who think that Jesus came down from the cloud and handed us the Constitution. Dummies. Stupids. People who hate America and hate democracy. And of course, that we know how evil they are because they have to lie. They know that they're full of shit. To say that if you're against this bill, then you're pro-grooming, that's because they're grooming. They want to groom. These are the people that run literal pedophiles. Look what happened to Anthony Weiner. As soon as I used to appreciate his speeches, and his unapologetically kicking Republican ass. I appreciated that. But as soon as it came out, who he was in his private life, he was out of there. The Democratic Party kicked him out. But Republicans, they run pedophiles. They run the scumbags of the world. They run Trump. And then they talk about freedom while they push fascism. I appreciated the Ron Perlman calling the actor Ron Perlman saying that he said the Don't Say Gay bill is Nazi. You know, he called Ron DeSantis a Nazi pig, even though I feel, that's an insult to pigs, because pigs are good. Everybody knows it. Young people know it. When you're telling people that what they can discuss, you can't discuss race in this racist ass country. You can't discuss gay people? No, gay people aren't going back in the closet. And, gay people were once gay children, Trans people were, as I appreciated what Joe Biden said on Trans Visibility Day, that parents ensuring that their children have life-affirming, gender affirming care is love. That's what you do when you love your child. You take care of them. You want them to be happy. You give them the best shot at life. Oh, thank you, Haiku. Getting rid of some trolls. I mean, you're not going to stop people from saying gay and being gay, but Republicans they're going to use it. They know that they can't stop it, but now they have some baloney to gird their loins for. And they're all after it. Now look at this guy. What's his name? Oh, God, here it is. Christopher Rufo. The critical race theory scum sucker. The one who made up critical race theory. Let me see. He tweeted, "We are going to war with Disney and the left-wing activists who are subverting parents and pushing gender ideology onto children."
They were infuriated by this. Disney called an all-hands meeting to discuss new ways to indoctrinate children without their parents' knowledge. Chris Rufo obtained footage from that meeting. Here's the executive producer of Disney Television Animation bragging about, quote, injecting queerness into as many shows as she can.
Good.
Our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. I don't have to be afraid to let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background.
So what? See, that's how it's called visibility. Why do you care? You see, they can't stand that the world keeps evolving without them. And of course they're saying, oh, this is some kind of nefarious agenda. When she says, my not so secret gay agenda, what's the gay agenda? Live and let live? Be able to not have kids who want to kill themselves? I mean, they're these freaks. If they have their way, that's what will happen. More kids will kill themselves, more hate, more gay bashing, more murders, more. How many people have to die with Republicon because of conservatism? Is it even conservative? It's not good. It's fascism, frankly. This is inhumane. It's not. It's inhumanity. I'm not surprised because they really are desperate to destroy America, and you can't do that if you have a unified people who respect each other, the dignity, the decency, the inherent value of each other. Live and let live. If you don't like that someone is going to get married with somebody with the same peepee, who cares? But these are the same people who, want to push all kinds of divisive law. In fact, actually, let me see. I'm not even kidding. Recently, a filthy Republican talked about making it illegal for people of different pigments to marry. Here we go again. Didn't we get through this already? Aren't we past this? Have we had enough of Nazism yet? Oh my God. See, the thing is, these people would always be here in the background. You don't give them power. But they're in the forefront now because of our corrupt money and politics system and gerrymandering and voter suppression and all kinds of, and media consolidation. Yeah, where is this? Here it is. Yeah, well, I'm not kidding, right? Senator Mike Braun claims he didn't mean to say that states should be able to ban interracial marriage, despite saying it multiple times. What? I mean, do not give these people an inch. That's what Trump says, I know, but he doesn't have an inch. He wouldn't give it anyway, because he's a selfish prick. I'm just looking at the time. Oh my God. And the last thing I just want to say, this is another shocker. There's so many other things we want to talk about, but I don't know if you saw this. GOP Senate candidate Herschel Walker has been overstating his academic achievements for years. Can you believe that? This is what they do. It's like Trump. It's like all of this. It's like Madison Cawthorn saying that he was accepted into the Naval Academy. And he was going to the Naval Academy the week before his accident where someone left him to die, when that didn't even happen either. He wasn't accepted into the Naval Academy. No one left him to die. He's a liar. But they have to do this. They have to inflate themselves. So Herschel Walker told the same inspiring story for years, that he graduated at the top 1% of his class at the University of Georgia. He's told the story according to a review of his speeches during motivational as recently as 2017. Walker, who is a candidate for the Republican primary race in Georgia, acknowledged in December that he didn't graduate from Georgia after the Atlanta Journal-Constitution first reported the false claim was listed on his campaign website. But let's see, Walker found that he's been repeating this claim for years, or CNN found that. Walker's comments in 2017 and others, he's been saying he's been lying for years, even though he's been called out on it numerous times. But I guess once you get your jaws into a lie that you somehow use to inflate yourself, because they know, this is the thing. They know how underwhelming they are. That's it. They know what frauds they are. They know that if they hate themselves, and if they can't just be themselves because they fear that people won't like them, because they're cowards. So they have to pretend there's something they're not, like Trump. He has to pretend he's a successful billionaire when he's not he's not a billionaire. And if he is, it's only because in the last 4 years, he's grifted his way into it by sucking on our federal treasury. Oh my God, guys, we have a lot of work to do So thank you for supporting the independent liberal media and this show specifically. If you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/TaraDevlin to keep this show going and growing. And we will win. We are on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. That's what they're afraid of. That's why they hate America. They hate us because they hate America. We don't hate them. We just want them to have health care and normal lives. We will win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. That's the thing. We don't hate them. I hate the idiots that come on the chat. I hate their stupidity. I don't know why it does that. I've tried to fix it numerous times. But I'm exhausted. But we don't hate them. We're trying to get them living wages. We want them to have Social Security. You know, we're the ones who gave it to them, who got it done for them. We want them to have decent lives, you know, where they can work 8 hours a day and have some time off. Not like the good old days that Republicans want to drag us back to, where you worked basically 7 days a week and 16-hour days, where you would live in a company dorm and if you've ever read any history of labor in America, it's appalling the way that workers were treated. But you were nothing but hosts from which to suck profit. It reminds me of Andrew Carnegie. All the time I get reminded of him because he actually said, he was a great philanthropist, but he actually said that it was good that he was so rich and he didn't pay his workers pittance. I mean, he paid his workers pittance. They lived in company dorms. The life expectancy for workers in Carnegie steel mills was 44 years old. It was tough, brutal, and dangerous work, where they would work more than 12 hours, 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get 8 hours to go pass out in a dorm. That's all you were. And Carnegie said that it was good. That was the way it should be because he knows what to do with the money. If you give it to the dummies in the dorm, they might do, something stupid with it. Like go masturbate in space. I don't know. Or maybe build a yacht that needs a yacht. Right? Or how about just, have a life where they could save for times of sickness or have a weekend, go on a vacation. I don't know. That's why I hate Republicans. I just hate them. I hate the dummies who come on here and defend that system without any clue, knowing what we came from, what the stakes are. They think that we have an 8-hour workday because Jeff Bezos was feeling generous. The likes of Jeff Bezos. Yes. All right, guys. We got a lot of work to do. But I appreciate you all hanging out tonight and every other night we have a show. This week, I hope it'll be less chaotic and I'll be able to do a show, at least one show during the week. And thank you. Thank you, JD, for your super chat. JD says, hello, Tara and Tara fans. So good to see you all. It's great to see you too, JD. You lucky bastard. Yeah. So I won't be able to have a show on Monday, but maybe Tuesday. We'll see, right? Especially if somebody becomes a patron at patreon.com. If somebody becomes a patron before Tuesday, we'll have a show on Tuesday. How's that sound? And then otherwise we'll play it by ear. I'm going to be very sad because little Billy Lily's going away. Can I show you a picture of Billy Lily? That is the cutest thing. I think I'll post it on the Tarabuster Discord page. If you are a whatever, if you want to hang out in between shows, go on Discord. There's the link in the description. That's the Tarabuster Discord page. Wait a minute. Wait till I show you this picture. It'll be worth the wait. As I scroll through all of these other pictures of this cat. How am I going to say goodbye to this cat? He's so good. Okay, look at this cat. Focus, focus. Can you see him laying there? Look how cute he is. I'm gonna cry. I'm already crying. I've already cried. Wait, let me get a better picture. Here it is. Look at that picture. Look at him. Isn't he cute? But more than cute, he's good. And he's just the sweetest thing. I love him. It's going to be very hard to know that I won't see him again until I cross over myself. One day we're all, I don't know, in the next life. And we're in our mansion playing poker with Jimi Hendrix and Judy Garland and Janis Joplin and little Billy Lily and me. Is that the cutest picture? I love him. I know, just hide him when the Fosters come. I feel bad. I mean, I would take him. I just can't. I don't have the... it's a one bedroom. I don't have the room. I don't have the time to really... and I just felt it would be not... wouldn't be fair to my others, the other three, to bring another cat in here and... Oh no, Paradu. It's a wrap. He's staying. He can't. I know. I've been trying to get my aunt. I was asking her to take him just so I would be able to have, know him at least. To know what happens to him. Yeah. I cannot take it anymore. I'm sorry, Suzanne. I can't. But you can, though, Paradu is saying. I wish. I've really molded over a lot. Because I was like, it's like what happened with Ray. I didn't want to let him go. And I was like, I think I can do it. One more. But 4 is just too much. I only have a 1 bedroom. If I had a bigger house, that would be different. It's just not enough room. And even with the 4 of them here now, I'm constantly cleaning and sweeping and blah, blah, blah. And I don't have the time. So, I know. That's why I couldn't foster cats, because I never want to give them up, Irene says. I know. I didn't expect him to be as precious, really. He really is. He's like not just a 1 in a million, he's a 1 in a trillion. Because we all know, I told you where he came from. He was a community cat. Somebody dumped him. He lived outside in the winter all year. All winter. And had a suspicion he was friendly. By the way, he would meow, but that's it. Once you got him here, or got him to feeling safe, yes, exactly, Eve. It costs a lot, too. That's the other thing. I'd be constantly more food, more litter, more... vet bills, right? That's the other thing I was thinking. But as long as that's what I have to say, as long as he's cared for in a good home, that's what's the most important thing. And he'll be, he'll be with a good person, and apparently. And he deserves that. He'll be loved. He's just very cute. Also cuddly and loves to just be with people. So, like, I was working on my laptop and I was like typing away, and he comes next to me and goes under my arm. Like, he wants you to put your arm around him. That's the way he is. He's sad too when I think about how he lived, and that somebody dumped him. It's unfathomable how, and he was definitely dumped because the location of this particular area where he was found is not by any homes, and you don't just end up there by accident. Somebody saw that there was community cats there, and that's what they do. People think, oh, well, this is where I can dump my cat. Well, I'm here to tell you, no, that's not what you do. I don't know why anybody would dump him. It's crazy. All right, that's it. Let me go, because I gotta go hug Billy Lily. He'll be leaving on Sunday. And I want to get unconscious. Oh, yeah. And then I watched that's another thing. Did you see that thing on Hulu, that show about that woman? What's her name? Elizabeth Holmes. It's pretty good. But another example, a sociopath CEO, made up total bullshit company. And I'm sure you remember too, it wasn't that long ago, with her face was everywhere, with that stupid voice. What the hell? You see? Aren't we over sociopaths, like putting on a show, putting on an act for the dummies? We're all a bunch of dumbasses to them. And who cares, right? It's only your health. It's only you. It's only your life. Making up blood test results. Scum. Just the scum. Making up a whole thing. And billionaires pouring their money into it. And then everybody covering it up. Because you got to keep getting that buku bucks. Doesn't matter if you're sick and they're telling you you're not, or the other way, or they're telling you are sick. You're a nothing. I hope they put her in jail for 80 years, because apparently that's the max. But right now, she's out on bail and living in a big $125 million mansion. She's also, because I looked it up, I wanted to see where she is now. I wanted to see if she was in jail. She was she was, of course, convicted in 2022, this year. And she's awaiting sentencing out on $500,000 bail. But she's living in a $125 million mansion. Where are you getting that money? You from your fake company? I hate this. You know what I mean? The whole system is set up for sociopathy, to make sociopaths rich. God, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, my friends. Guys. Listen up. Let's try. If somebody becomes a patron before Tuesday, we'll have a show on Tuesday. But in the meantime, remember, Well, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And for all your super chats. That helps keep us going. Helps pay the bills. It really does. And maybe one day, I don't know. Yeah, you can't keep them all. Right. As far as Billy Lily's concerned. All right, guys. Become a patron. Oh, yeah, I keep saying that. And join our Discord page. I'll put that picture of Billy Lilly on there, and we'll remember him as he goes to his new life, where he'll be loved. I guess that's all that matters. Can't keep them all. Yes, spaying and neutering is very important. That is true, Suzanne. That's what we do. You gotta. That's the other thing. They don't spay and neuter in the South like we do up here. But what a surprise. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Jim. Jim says, good show. Thank you. I'm glad you are happy. Thank you, Steve. And remember, we will win. What's up with the White House cat? That's right, Lavender on the chat. We never hear about him. That's true. He was adopted, and then all of a sudden, where is he? Do they have an Instagram page or something for him? They should. Let me see. White House cat. Let's see. Before we go. Oh, he's a good-looking cat. It's like I talk about it like it's a person. Good-looking cat. Oh, wait. What? I lost my eCam. Let's see. White House cat. Nice-looking cat. Looks kind of like little Billy Lilly, except gray. Billy Lilly has like that little head. And very cute little kitty. Meet Willow, a gray and white tabby. Very cute. I don't know. Does Willow? Let's see if Willow has an Instagram page. White House cat Instagram. Whoopsie. Dropped my phone. Doesn't look like it. Like it. Why don't they do? What about? They should have. They should have like a White House pets page for all the pets. Yeah, looks like Willow doesn't have her own page. Very cute. Look at Willow. Cute, walking around. See? Nice. There's some life back in the White House. That's just scum. Not just a greedy scumbag who wants to bang his 1-year-old daughter. Wonder what kind of boobs his 1-year-old daughter's gonna have. What a vile monster. God. Right. Yes, he looks part Siamese, Jim said. That's why I wondered. I wish I knew what breed Billy was, because maybe, one day down the road, if things all worked out on the Tarabuster Patreon page. I'm just kidding. When we can get a house. That'll never happen. No, I don't know. You got a dream. And we can get a Billy Lilly type cat. Anyway, all right, guys. Remember what I say. Thank you all. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Join our Discord page to hang out in between shows and post pictures of your own Billy Lilies and Tara Jr. Juniors and Francis Jr. Juniors and Rays. And we will win. We have a lot of work to do. But we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency. And thank you, Haiku. Tara, you saved a life and are bringing love to someone's home. That's how I have to look at it. It's true. So, yes, at least I know he will be loved. It's a young person in her 20s, apparently. She's coming over on Sunday with the adoption lady. She's going to meet him first. Oh, she's going to take him. There's no doubt. But anyway, all right, well, we will win. We know that because we're on the right side of history. They know that. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. That's right, Haiku. Cats are amazing people. And we stick together. We win. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's been far too long. But I will hopefully see you. I know I'll see you soon, but hopefully Tuesday. I'll see you very soon.